In collaboration with the ReefCheck Foundation, our team obtained survey data from 124 marine protected areas around California for our initial evaluation. Our solution facilitates easier data collection and evidence-based restoration protocols, as well as the power to ingest survey data that are collected manually and telemetry data from pH and temperature sensors and underwater drone footage for accurate image identification. Combining this together, we're able to inform early event detection. Using a multivariate analysis, we can establish baseline health quality scores for these marine ecosystems. This might include introducing predator species, introducing lab-grown kelp, increasing hunting permits, or moderating recreational activities such as boating for some of these threatened areas. By generating a remediation recommendation to improve these habitats, we have the ability to expose this tool to local policymakers, academia who are marine biologists or oceanographers and environmentalists, or state and federal government officials, such as the Department of the Interior, of NOAA, and Los Angelinos, who can become better stewards of the California coast. This approach is scalable beyond California. We're thinking locally and acting globally, as we have the ability to support similar findings in any threatened reef across the world. Over to you, Anders.
So yes, our solution basically uses the combination of Gen AI and I have lost our solution. Sorry, it was on this tab. So our solution basically is to allow scientists and volunteers to update their site data that they've collected on demand to the site. What's going to happen is that you're going to select what site you're at. If it's a new site, you can add it here, and I'll add it to the list and save it in our database. And then you can go and select whatever file. So we have some files here. So information about urchins, UPCs, which is ground cover, invasive kelp, invertebrates, and then basic info will have like water temperatures, acidity, diseases that are discovered, and then all of this data is go back and wait to all of this. All of this data is cleaned and then transformed into a way that's beneficial for the LLM model, easy for the LLM model to understand, and then we vectorize that and save that to a vector database so that we can easily send a question and vectorize that question and get similar data from our database from these documents, and then just be able to query our information on demand. So someone uploads the documents, immediately they'll be able to start asking questions. So here we can say, it says, "Hi, welcome, ask me a question." So we can ask, what was the health last year for Casino Point, let's say, or Casino Point, right? And then it should come back with a response. Can you okay. So it said that health score is 90, but it's got a lot of other information, as you heard before, about trends. So how did the invertebrates do against the urchin population, right? So we have all the statistical information about how each type of population is increasing against the other and significance of all of that. And then we also have given it reference documents on, as we said, on those how-to, like what to do when, like predatory, like documents on predatory information. So like If you have too many urchins, it knows which predators you can introduce. That'd be good for reducing that. So we've asked that information. Now we can ask what would be some recommendations. There's a decrease. Okay, so what would be some recommendations to increase the snail population?
Spelling.
It actually doesn't care about spelling. And so it says it's difficult to make a recommendation. But this is basically it. We send them CSV files of this site on demand, and immediately you can start asking questions about it and what to do. And yeah, it's a split-second reaction, really. So that is, it helps everyone identify like at-risk areas, and ReefCheck is the organization for the West Coast, and they only have so many resources, right? So they need to decide where they're going to spend their money, and it'd be better that they spend their money on places that have a declining health than spread themselves out and then do a little bit in every place, right? They need to have a big impact in the worst places. It's the best thing. So that is our demo.